Good to have you with us for the latest edition of Game Time, presented by Kia, wrapping up the first full Saturday night of the 2021 season. I'm Matt Weiner. Sam Mitchell, Channing Frye join me. Wasn't just the first full Saturday night of the season. It was game number one for the Houston Rockets, a long-awaited season opener after failing to field enough players to put the team on the court Wednesday night. That game postponed. And in this game, 4 players out in quarantine, including John Wall, Eric Gordon, DeMarcus Cousins. But James Harden made his season debut, and he's still good.
Yeah, they had a guy in James Harden who could play all those positions that you mentioned, Matt, and then some.
Amazing what he can do. He had 32 from Christian Wood as well. Here he gets picked by Derrick Jones Jr. Channing.
Yeah, that's what that's what Junior is there for, is just to get extra possessions. You know, he's in a half court. He's not really going to get looked at, but, you know, that is the man of the night right there. C.J. McCollum went wild.
He had a huge night from 3, and then moving without the ball, gets the cut. Yusuf Nurkic then finding Damian Lillard.
Weak side defense, where is it?
Well, listen, he was guarding CJ, so he couldn't leave. So at that point, they had to handle it 2 versus 2.
Getting good late. James Harden to tie it at 113 with under 39 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and the game would go to overtime. Harden, step back. Oh, like he never missed a beat. No matter what kind of shape he's in, he's a machine.
That left arm never gets tired. It never gets out of shape.
C.J. McCollum for his career-high 9th 3 of the night. Last possession for Houston here, and Harden turns it over. Kind of a botched play. Portland didn't really play it well defensively either. It's early.
Yeah,
early for everybody.
First game.
And the first game for Houston goes as an L despite Harden's 44 points and 17 assists. That was just his 4th turnover of the game. Portland wins it. McCollum with his 8th career 40-point game, and afterward he talked about all those threes and getting their first win of the season.
I just got to the corner. I knew D was going to be aggressive, and he drew a crowd. My man turned his back, so I just relocated to the open area and knocked down the tray.
And that, of course, is your career high. You already had it with 8, but you get the 9th. We know you're always working on your game. We call you the master of the mid-range. But was the 3 something you worked on in this offseason?
Yeah. Once my back healed up, one of the things we wanted to work on is extending my range, making sure that I'm trying to get up 8 to 12 3-pointers a game, you know, on the other side of 10. And I think a lot of times I settle for mid-range jumpers, although I can get them. I think the 3-point percentage is going to be higher this year due to the reps and due to the screening and due to me, being cognizant of it.
Huge night for C.J. McCollum. Damian Lillard, a relatively quiet 32 and 9 assists. And, the defense not great in this game. It was pretty bad in game 1, but ultimately, Channing, the Blazers, even with more depth and more health this year, they really come down to that backcourt.
Oh, for sure, man. Dame and CJ are your 2 lead dogs right now. And those guys could give you, like you saw tonight, 30 to 50 points, right? And Damian Lillard, he causes so much havoc for the defense. He almost got a double team right there on the screen, and he's putting on-time, on-target passes to another guy who could go off for 40. And right there, there's just nothing you could do. His handle package is top 5 in the league. And right here, he's just getting to his spot, right? Wait for that hand to go down, he's shooting it. And Christian Wood is a tall guy anyway, so he's just, once he's that fired up, he is almost impossible to stop. And Christian Wood just made a mistake there, forgot who he was playing against. He should have been up. You got to use the same defensive principles as you would with Steph Curry once that guy is making 6, 7, 8 threes this game. And then right here, it's just, you can't stop that at this point. When a guy's that hot, you just got to take your chances or you got to double team. And they took their chances. You lost where the ball was. You lost your man. You lost the ball. Give it to both teams. They gave themselves a chance to win tonight. I think for me, you look at this as the Blazers and you go, hey, we got away with a win. We have a lot of stuff to work on, and we have film to watch tomorrow. For me, my thing is, where is the Blazers?
What you just saw.
You just used the word remarkable. I mean, all the things you talked about, all the distractions in the short training camp that the Rockets had. But James Harden looked like he picked up from the middle of last season. Look, 44 points, 17 assists on 22 shots. And the thing that's amazing about him, he just sets everyone up. Christian Wood got to be loving James Harden because he just fed him like a baby. And right there, what do you do when a guy like Covington, who you played with last year, knows what you're going to do and still can't stop it? So for all the talk about James Harden being disgruntled, let me have 10 more players on my roster that's disgruntled like James Harden, because if they play like that, he's going to make a whole lot of people happy. And
certainly not giving the Rockets any reason to move him if he keeps producing like that also. All right, also on NBA TV Saturday, it's John Morant, the Rookie of the Year. Trae Young, All-Star, heading into his third season. He's got some new parts around him, but he can still get to the rim seemingly at will.
Man, listen, you can't guard this guy one-on-one or give him space. And with the additions that they put in the Hawks, he has so much space to operate now. They can't double team him. John Collins with the bunnies. But dude, this kid is, oh man, he is for sure going to grow this year. And once they get their other guys back, it's going to be amazing to watch the Hawks.
Kevin Huerter had 21. And how about the rookie Nathan Knight out of William and Mary? Coming off the bench, he had 14.
Yeah, reminds me of young C. Fry back in 2005.
John Morant.
He can play, man.
28.7 assists for him. It's Trae. Look at the ball.
Nice.
Okay.
Now you see it, now you don't.
And then through everybody.
Look at that space.
And he finishes. And Trae goes for 36 with 9 assists, following up on a 37-point game. And the Atlanta Hawks are now 2-0 on the young season.
Ooh.
More coming up here on Monday with Center Court. It's the Grizzlies and Kevin Durant's Nets. Kyrie Irving looked great as well. Then it's the Blazers and Lakers. Pregame starts here at 7 Eastern Time sharp. Lots more to get to on this edition of Game Time. Sixers and Knicks threatening to become a windshield bug scenario in terms of rivalries. And Joel Embiid, he's no bug.
You're watching Game Time, brought to you by the first ever K5 from Kia, official automotive partner of the NBA.
Sixers and Knicks is seen here on NBA TV. Obi Toppin seen on the sideline, unfortunately, because of a calf injury. Joel Embiid very much in the game and into the game early, chanting as he was aggressive.
Listen, when he is focused and aggressive, like you just said, he's one of the most dominant big men, if not player, in the league, man. He is going to be how good the Sixers are this year with his dominance every single game.
He had 20 first-half points. That's Ben Simmons with the tip dunk there. Saw Julius Randle in the interim, who had 25. Second half, more of the same. Embiid doing things near the rim.
Yeah, you like to see the big fella do that. It's one thing to throw in the ball on the low post, but when he go get offensive rebounds, you love that.
He had 27 and 10. Sixers moving the ball here. Danny Green locked and loaded for 3. He's done that before. And then Simmons right down central. Oh, the Knicks defense.
Oof.
Phillies won 13 in a row against the Knicks. Old acquaintances, Kyle
Lowry. Saying, where's my ring, Kyle?
DeMar DeRozan getting together in San Antonio. This is Keldon Johnson.
Oh.
That's a weight room dunk.
Yeah, look out below, Baines.
Worth a second look. Johnson had 12. Chris Boucher did a little of everything for Toronto, and he's filling a much different role these days. 22 points, 10 boards. He had 7 blocks on the night as well.
Almost a triple-double with blocks.
Fred VanVleet, big contract in the offseason. Big 3 right there. Puts the Raptors up by 4. On the other end, answers. DeMar DeRozan knocks it down. He was 3 of 4 from the great beyond. Late, Raptors couldn't collect the defensive rebound. They couldn't clear the zone, as they say in Canada. And LaMarcus Aldridge with the go-ahead put-back bucket. Spurs lead it by 1. Now a 3-point game. VanVleet had 27 on the night. Needed 30. Spurs win it 119-114. They're 2-0 as they head to New Orleans. Take on the Pelicans Sunday. Magic and Russell Westbrook's Wizards. He had a triple-double in his first time out as a Wizard. This is Markelle Fultz. That doesn't go. Thomas Bryant is there for the putback. Unfortunately, Thomas Bryant plays for the other team.
He scored for the wrong team. Thomas just wanted to score, Matt.
It's what they call an own goal in soccer. Bradley Beal.
Listen, if he's not an all-star this year, after 2 games, I'm calling it.
I agree.
Beal had 39. You saw Bryant did get a bucket on his own rim. And then Russell Westbrook, fourth player ever to have 2 straight triple-doubles to start a season. He had another one. Fultz to Aaron Gordon, 7 assists for Markelle. And then Fultz to Nikola Vucevic, playing in his 600th career game, went for 22 and 17. They're 2-0 for the first time in 8 seasons. Do we ever have a triple header for you here on Sunday? Luka and the Mavericks taking on the Clippers. Hopefully we'll see Kawhi feeling well enough to play in that one at 3:30 Eastern time. KD and Kyrie, how impressive were they on Christmas Day? They're in Charlotte to meet the Hornets, and then it's the Timberwolves coming off a win, taking on the Lakers at 10 Eastern time. We'll be here for you for pregame at 3 in the afternoon. Well, Thunder didn't want it to be this close necessarily, but they got the big shot they needed. We've got the highlight for you from Charlotte. Timberwolves and the Jazz both 1-0 as they hooked up in Salt Lake City. Karl-Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, give the big contract. Minnesota built a 17-point lead. Number 1 overall pick, Anthony Edwards, had 18. None of that mattered late. Jordan Clarkson starts the comeback. Donovan Mitchell, just 6 of 23. He'll take that. He had 21. And then D'Angelo Russell, on the other end, mid-range jumper goes 2 of his 25. Minnesota back on top by 6. Timberwolves give it up. On the run, Mitchell can't connect. Rudy Gobert is there for one of his 7 dunks. He had 18 points and 17 boards. Minnesota still up 3 late. Got to get an inbound pass. Oh, they can't do it. 5-second violation. When's the last time you said the Timberwolves won a game by their defense?
It's been a while.
It happened. Thunder and the Hornets. Hey, I got traded in the offseason. You? Yeah, me too. LaMelo Ball, scoreless in his debut the other night. Did score in this one. Knocks down the 3 and then a dunk. He had 13, Channing.
Oh, I like his talent. Once he figures out how to play and becomes a pro, he is going to be a very, very good player.
How do you like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's talent, Sam? Pretty
Love
good.
it. The fact that he learned a lot under Chris Paul last year.
He had 24. OKC seemingly had this wrapped up late, but then here comes Miles Bridges loosing upon them a barrage of threes. Bridges, 4 of 4 from the great beyond. He had 14 points. It's an 18-5 Hornets run to tie the game. So late, SGA's got to step in. Biggest bucket of the night. Thunder hang on to win it because this won't go. This was the Thunder's season debut as well because of that postponement against the Rockets. They're 1-0. All right, Pacers and Bulls, mostly Pacers. They start with a 21-0 second quarter run. That's 21-0.
I can't count. I ran out of fingers and toes.
You gotta. That's a bad experiment.
Domantas Sabonis, 22 points, 10 boards, 11 assists, 10th career triple-double. Zach LaVine's pass is intercepted. Bulls through 2 games. Defense non-existent, Sam.
Yeah, Billy Donovan got his work cut out for him. This young Chicago Bulls team is struggling defensively, but he's got time. Just his first year, he'll get them right.
Indiana 2-0 for the first time in 7 years. The NBA lost a legend on Christmas Day with the passing of Casey Jones at the age of 88. Jones was synonymous with both the Celtics and winning itself. His career included championships at the college level, the Olympics, and of course in the NBA as a player, assistant coach, and head coach.
One of the key members in the storied history of the Boston Celtics, Casey Jones was one of the greatest winners the NBA has ever produced. Part of 12 NBA championship teams, 8 of them as a player.
Number 21, Casey Jones of San Francisco's done.
The winning began early at the University of San Francisco. Jones teamed with Bill Russell to win the NCAA title in 1955 and then again in 1956, as well as an Olympic gold medal that same year.
I had a roommate, Casey Jones. We used to talk for hours and hours, and I used to listen. And to this day, he knows more about basketball than anybody I ever talked to.
In 1958, Jones joined Russell in Boston and they would help lead the Celtics on an unprecedented run of success.
And there's the final buzzer. The Boston Celtics under coach Red Auerbach have won their 8th world title in a row.
Casey was one of the most respected players on the team because night after night he had to take on the top guard in the league regardless of who it was.
Casey Jones was a tenacious defender who hounded opponents into turnovers, helping to unleash the vaunted Celtics fast break.
I always tell Casey, you got to shoot sometimes to take the pressure off me. But he says I'm a defensive player, and this is what I like to do.
First game I played as a professional, I was drafted as a guard. After I played against KC, I was a forward.
After his playing career ended in 1967, Jones turned his attention to coaching, becoming an early pioneer as an African-American head coach.
You got to go for the steal. When you get the steal, the hell, and take the shot right away.
He guided the Washington Bullets to the NBA Finals in 1975 and then returned to Boston to lead the Celtics.
Dennis! Dennis! No drive, Dennis. Right, 3!
As a head coach, Jones was the calm, steady voice on the sidelines. Under his leadership, Boston won a pair of titles in the 1980s and became one of the most iconic teams of their era.
Thank you very much. I did the whole thing by myself, and I got some help from Larry Bird. However, thanks to these guys, they helped me throughout the whole year, and it's much appreciated.
I think Casey Jones is a unique individual. Basketball's been good to him, and in return, he's been great to basketball.
In the early 90s, Jones moved out west and became the coach of a young and up-and-coming team in Seattle. One of a select group of players to have won titles in the NCAA, the NBA, and the Olympics. Casey Jones was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 1989.
The love and the passion is the thing that drives you. Passion drives you to be the best, but then that comes off love. Love of playing this game.
De'Aaron Fox and the Kings looking to end the league's longest playoff drought. Now they're going to deal with up-and-comers like the Phoenix Suns. Pick it up in the fourth here. Chris Paul to DeAndre Ayton.
Ooh.
Who was right?
University of Arizona.
Sure, we'll call it that. CP holding off Fox. Look at him, he's so annoying if you're trying to defend him, right?
Well, you still got to try to run around him.
I know, 22 points and 12 assists. Here's Fox. Look at the great touch on the floater. He had 24. Late, Devin Booker. Handle sets up the baseline jumper. He went for 26 on the night. And then Fox to Barnes, no. Rashawn Holmes there with the offensive rebound and the putback. Kings are 2-0 for the first time in 17 seasons, if you can believe that. Andre Drummond back in Detroit on Saturday. Pick it up in the final few seconds. Pistons a chance to win it on their home floor, and they can't get a shot off. Come on.
Long season already for Dwayne Casey.
On the other end, Cleveland. No, we're going overtime. In the OT, Derrick Rose. No, Jeremy Grant. Jeremy on the spot.
New addition.
Here's Drummond. Feeling at home in Detroit. 23 points, 16 boards, 5 assists for him. Rose with the turnover here. Colin Sexton. Eventually takes it himself.
He waits for the defense to catch up and still gets a layup.
112. Rose with a turnover. Oh, no. Catastrophe strikes. We go to a second overtime. Drummond to Sexton, moving without the ball. Great pass. Tough finish by Sexton, who had 32. And how about this, guys? Cavaliers are 2-0 as well. So the Cavaliers, Sacramento, Atlanta, and the Timberwolves are all 2-0.
2-0. Early.
It's very early.
That's right. I'd rather be 2-0 than 1-1.
That's exactly how
it could be 3 or 4-0. It could happen.
There you go.
We'll see you soon.